Hi, guys, and welcome back to the GRND Podcast. If you've never seen my face before or watched an episode of the GRND Podcast, hi, I'm Cav, I'm your host, and on this platform, we are dedicated to inspiring young Kenyans to get up, focus, and run towards their dreams. Because who said you're too young, though? We don't believe you're ever too young to achieve anything that you put your mind to. So you'll be hearing from some of the youngest, most successful Kenyans doing it big right now, regardless of the time, regardless of the economy, and regardless of the environment that we live in. They said the glass ceiling ain't gonna stop me, baby. I'm still gonna run towards my dreams unapologetically and achieve them. So we hope you enjoy this episode. So our next guest is multi-talented. He's the definition of if you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. And the type of person who, regardless of what they're doing or what they are talented in, if they've got a vision, if they've got a goal, if they want to do something, they do it. Now, this is a long introduction, so take a seat, drink some water. Drink some water. He is not only the owner of a clothing brand called Ascensions Wear and the co-host of his own podcast with his sister called Solutions Speak, and the manager of a band called Yozowo. I'm assuming I'm saying it right, but he'll let us know. He is, what is the most inspiring thing about him is he's got a platform, a Kenyan-based art and music NFT platform called Creative Nuances, and we'll pick his brain a bit about it. But welcome to the GRND Podcast, Yatsiliel. I knew I was gonna butcher it.
I knew it.
He'll tell us how to pronounce his name, but Yatsiliel.
That was
Briggs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I got that right.
Yeah.
So difficult. We knew I was gonna butcher that though.
We knew it, but like after the practice, I was like, maybe she just might get it. Maybe she just got it like that. And I was like, wow. You like Yat City. I was like almost there, and it was like tough.
It's a beautiful name. I'll say that for real.
It has a meaning. That's why I don't like to change it. Because people ask me, okay. People I don't know, like if you randomly ask me, hey, what's your name? I'm like, my name is Anthony, because I'm never going to see you again. Like, why am I putting in energy? Like, people that I know I'm going to talk to, get to know. I tell them, like, that's my name, Yatsiliel.
Yeah.
And I tell them what it means. They're like, oh, it makes sense. And, like, it kind of incentivizes people a little to, like, even know it because it has a meaning to it.
Yeah. You want to tell us what the meaning is then?
The meaning of my name is, in Hebrew, is Bezrat Elohim Ani Shomer. It means in English, with the help of God, I save.
Period. Whoa.
All right, for sure.
So we always start by asking our guests how they are emotionally, psychologically, physically, mentally, and we really want to know, like, truly at this moment in time, how are you doing?
How am I doing? I get asked that a lot these days. People especially my friends.
Yeah.
But it's mostly, I think I'm doing better than I was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find happiness in the process. I realized I kept pushing the goalposts, I'll be happy when I get a bike. Got a bike. I'll be happy when I build a business. Get a business. And I just keep pushing it because I'm like, I don't deserve to be happy yet. So like these days, I'm just like finding happiness and just waking up, my meditations, my journaling, just slowly but surely finding happiness in those small moments.
Those small things.
Because like my friend said, like some people shoot for the stars and aim for the moon, but like some of us go for like the galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
And like at a point, you have to look back and realize how far you've come from Earth. And just appreciate, like, hey, I'm almost, I'm there. Even if I'm not there yet, I've made it past where most people thought I'd never get.
Exactly.
And that's enough to celebrate just on a day-to-day basis.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And good for you.
It's
been a journey.
It's a journey because it's not hard breaking those habits.
Yeah.
You just like mad all the time. I need to get this done. You wake up early, go to sleep late.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get to do this. Yeah. Like, it's like, I have to do this. Like, man, I get
like
to.
Like, you woke up today.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my sister said. I was like, man, you get to wake up every day and you get to do this. You have the opportunity to get out, to strive, to do better. Because some people just don't have it. Some people don't even have the ecosystem around them to allow them to do that anyway. Yeah. But if you do, appreciate it, enjoy it. And it doesn't take away from you working hard. That's also something. I feel like if I take a break, I'm not working hard enough. And I'm just like, man, like, it's a toxic trait to have.
Yeah.
You should just, enjoy it. You get to do it, enjoy it, and it doesn't take away from the hard work that you've put in throughout the week.
Yeah, you're speaking to me. Like, that's like serious facts. I'm the type of person who is like, oh my God, I didn't achieve this goal. Oh my God, like, I've taken a break. Like, I was sick like last week. And I was so upset the entire week because I was like, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. I'm like, I should be grateful that I'm alive. I'm sick, yes, but I'm still breathing.
But I'm here.
Like,
I get to live another day.
I know.
Man.
Yay. Guys.
It's facts.
You should be grateful for every tiny little thing.
Man, that's true.
And I'm learning that actually. And it feels good.
It does feel good. When you like take it in and you stop like putting things like the grand scale of things. It's just like I woke up today, I had some breakfast, the sun is shining.
Literally.
And like, I can do stuff today.
Exactly.
Like, okay, stuff maybe I didn't achieve that.
Arms,
Man,
like,
I think
lungs that I don't require a thing to carry around.
I think it's also nice like when you meet people who don't have like everything that you have, and like the things that you have you worked for, yes, but there's people who no matter how much they can work for, they can never get some things. Like people who don't, who can't form sentences, who can't think straight, who can't do some things that you just take for granted, like not true. So it's like, wow, I get to just go home and have a loving family. I have sisters to mess with all the time. Like some people just some people go home and it's just them, and that's tough.
Yeah,
I mean that's tough, but
you're in a better position.
Exactly, I'm in a different position, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
that's all.
I like that. That's a very good way to think about things.
Yeah.
Like, come on, girl. Guys, we need to learn to be grateful. We need to learn to look at things positively, and it feels good. Now, I want to talk a bit about you and your family, and I know you just recently moved to Kenya, right?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, you just recently moved to Kenya.
Yo, I'm practically Kenyan. Like,
it's crazy because it's like when I met you, which was last year. Yeah. I thought you'd only been in Kenya for a bit. Like, I didn't know you had been in Kenya for like 2 years.
I tell people I've been in Kenya for 2 years, but I have a lifetime of experiences. Cause
I love that.
Wow.
You done a lot of things.
Nairobi.
It's a movie.
Hey,
like,
that's what my friends call me. Like, bro, your life is a movie. What are you doing? This is your weekend. I'm like,
it's fun. Like, people take for granted Kenya. I think so. But also, like, a lot of people don't know what living and breathing and being in Kenya is like. And it's such a blessing because when you go out there, like, for example, when I went to uni, I was like, oh my God, lifestyle is so different. And I found that it was like more in a negative way than it was in a positive way. And I'd always wanted to be British. I wanted to always be in the US. And then when I went there, I was like, oh my gosh, there's nothing like Kenya.
I find, I tell people that and they don't believe me. Like, I was born and raised in Israel, right? The first thought I had when I came to Kenya was, wow, so many black people. I love it. But people here, they like, no, I want to go to the States. I want to go to Israel. And people tell me, like, oh my gosh, how is Israel? Give me an Israeli girl. I said, first thing, my guy, you won't be getting an Israeli girl. Like,
let's start there.
Like, you're not, fam. People look like me and you. It don't work like that.
They don't like us.
Like, they don't. It ain't the same appreciation.
Exactly.
But I think there's a beauty of Kenya that's like is different because I grew up in Israel. Like, majority of people there are white, and like I grew up in a community of black people. Yeah. But outside of that, them borders, it's just white people. And like I think the nature aspect of it too, it's like it's so green. I think the part of Kenya I'm in, but it's really green, like people nice, and you got different types of animals just walking around and stuff like that. It's so nice.
It's fun. You don't even know what you're about to see in Kenya when you're
you really don't. You really don't.
You
and
can
like
encounter a donkey. If you didn't know that. For all my people who are not from Kenya, by the way.
You can run into some stuff, man.
Yeah. And it's like, look, of course we're top in tourism. There's so much there's so much nature, there's so much green. There's so much green. Even though we've kind of developed in Nairobi, they still, let me go take a break and go to What? Nakuru? Okay, not Nakuru. That's crazy.
No, but even if you went to
Go
somewhere
to
like
Athi River.
Yeah, go to Athi River.
Yeah,
man.
And see something.
Go drive to Mombasa.
Yeah.
You can stop and see elephants crossing, and I mean, you see all kind of stuff.
I have a funny story about that actually. When we were on our way to Mombasa, it was dark now at this point because we left too late.
You living dangerously.
It was dark, yeah, and we were driving and we were on the road, and all of a sudden we see this like big dark thing. So we're thinking it's a statue or like a monument or something. I'm like in the middle of like
God knows where.
Yeah, God knows where there's a statue. Turns out it was a big ass elephant, literally right next to our car. Like, to be honest, if you were not looking and you were driving and you were being reckless, you would have like crashed into that elephant. It was so wild.
Do you more harm than it? Probably.
I know, exactly. It would have been like, ouch.
Like, when somebody tap your leg, you like, what? Move. Like.
What happened? Yeah, like, you know all those TikTok videos of like, oh, this is so rude, but you know, this is so rude. But okay, small people. I'm gonna call them small people.
Wow.
And then, like,
the ones where they did it.
It's like the shoelace of like a.
You saw the video.
Person.
So the video, the guy like had the spear sport,
yeah,
and it was thrown in the guy like a toothpick.
Exactly.
He just like hit his leg.
It's so funny. Oh gosh, it's so funny. That's exactly how the elephant would have been. Oh, and we'd have been there like.
I'm like, you ever flipped over? He's like, what, like, bro? What was that?
Right. Anyway, how was it living in Israel?
It's an experience. There's like different perspectives about it. There's like childhood was like the best childhood ever. I grew up in a community of people who look like me and you.
Yeah.
People spoke English. Everybody was vegan. I've been vegan my whole life. And like everybody was vegan. I never have to go into like, we have our own supermarkets, our own restaurants, our own boutiques, clothing.
You really lived in your own little town.
Yeah, it was a self-sufficient
ecosystem.
It was an ecosystem and it was beautiful. That was nice. You get out 16. I started going out like 15, 16. So 15, 16, 17 stuff, you realize not everything is all sunshine and rainbows. Yeah. You know, like when people look at you for like what you look like, and you realize like, oh wow, I'm really black. Yeah, this is real. Yeah. Because I mean, you with your friends in your community, then it's like, oh, it's fun. Everybody look the same. Everybody talk the same. But when people's like looking at you differently, people talking to you for specific reasons, like people would talk to you just because they thought you were some cool American guy. When I'm born and raised in Israel, I just have an American accent. Like I'd never been to the States before in my life. Yeah. And people were like, oh my gosh, this guy from Chicago. You know, Israelis are very, I'm gonna call them ignorant. Yeah. That's the nice way of saying it. Yeah. But they're very ignorant about some things. So like if you black with an American accent, yeah, you look like Tupac. I'm just like, that don't even make sense. Seriously? This don't even make sense. And they just like start randomly naming people from the States. I'm like, what? Like, do you know? Like, people asking, do I know like Lil Durk? How would I know Lil Durk?
I lived in Israel my entire life.
I'm 15 minutes from your house, my guy. Like,
you didn't know?
You didn't know? So basically, Israelis, you know, in that aspect of like growing up, them early teens, then it was kind of tough. But I think once you get out more, like, it's like a really weird phase between like 16, 17, where you realize like the ignorance, and then you start hanging out with older people, and you realize people just don't care. And you know, you have run-ins with the police and stuff like that. Especially,
what is that like?
It's not as bad as the States. I'm not gonna make it sound like that. Yeah. I'm very truthful. Like people out here like, oh, Israel gangsters. Nah, none of that. It's tough though, you know.
So they stop you because you're black?
They stop you because you black. Especially like I got stopped a lot during COVID. Oh, these guys, man. They told me once, this cop told me once, that people who look like me are the reason COVID is spreading in our community, in our city. And I was looking at him like, bro, what? But here's the thing. At that point, nobody in our community had COVID. And like every other community in Israel had COVID.
What?
But he tells me,
just assumed
he's like, you guys. He's like, maybe like people from my family could catch. First thing, don't put that on me, my guy. I'm just trying to go do my finals test. You trying to put on the blame on me? That's crazy. I just want to go home. I was calling my mom like, yo, I'm help me, like, cops, help me.
They think I'm the one who brought COVID.
They think I'm the crazy one here. I just want to go home, man. I just want to go home.
That is so wild.
Yeah, but it's bad, but also like you have to sometimes, you know, people like, oh, police brutality. Like sometimes you're doing dumb stuff. Like sometimes, you know, like in Israel, you can't play music past 11 p.m. You know, like if you're in a residential area.
Okay.
But if you in a park playing music, cops pull up, fam. You were playing music in a loud area, residential area, and the neighbors called the cops. Now, how they treat you is a different thing, but they definitely treat people differently based on how they look and based on where you from.
Is it terrifying, like in Kenya, like to get stopped by the cops? I feel like
I've never been like I've been stopped by the cops here, and I'm not like I haven't been terrified because I know it's not what I look like is the reason you're doing it.
Exactly.
Maybe how I sound, but it's not how I look. Because if I'm walking around in like a black sweatsuit, fam, first thing it's cold, and you can't tell me not to wear black.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't assume that what I'm carrying in my backpack is drugs.
Yeah.
But when you tell me to open my backpack up, you dump everything on the floor, ball my backpack up, and say, "Where's the drugs?" Now I have a problem.
Yeah.
Because that happens.
Now we can get into it.
Because now I'm like, all right, why?
Yeah.
You know, like why to such an extent?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I mean, stuff like that is irritating in a way, but you'd rather just say, you know, yes, officer, and keep on with your night moving. Because
keep pushing.
Keep it pushing, because anything else, and I mean, that could be the last time your mother sees you, you know.
Honestly, so I'm terrified. To be honest, I've never lived outside Kenya or been stopped by cops outside Kenya.
Really?
Okay, maybe in university when we were having parties during COVID.
Pretty privilege is a thing, all right?
No, we love it. We love it. We know it happens. I'm just gonna take it as it is.
I'm just saying.
No, but it's scary. No, I was stopped by. But the thing is, female cops in Kenya are crazy.
Yo, they be trying to do extra.
They are the most they're the most terrifying, I would say.
Cause they extra.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, they want to prove their point. I'm just like, come on, we don't.
And you niggas don't have pretty privilege when it comes to female officers. I don't know.
Unfortunately, Riz just doesn't work on female cops in Kenya. It just doesn't.
It doesn't. Like, not at all. But I remember getting stopped.
Really?
And I was like shaken. I was like by myself. I was driving to work and I started crying. And the guy was like, okay, take me there. And he was trying to get money from me. And you know, because he didn't want to do it openly, they go to an agent and then you send there and so you don't get the money where I was at, which is around Kilalashua going into Westlands.
Oh, wow.
And I cried the entire way, which was like a 1-minute drive from where he stopped me to where I was going to give him money. And I cried and he was like, you shouldn't be like this. Like, you shouldn't be driving like this.
Why did he stop you?
He stopped me because apparently I jumped the light, or the light was turning from red to orange to yellow to green. From green to yellow to red. But people do that all the time. Like, it's like, if it's on yellow, I can still go. Hopefully I wouldn't be stopped. But what they were doing was just trying to get money from me.
I'm going to say, they'd find any technicality to go like, yeah, run me money. This guy told me my wheels weren't, they didn't have like enough grip on them. And I looked at him.
How does he know?
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, we should go to like a car expert to get this.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because what?
Like, when someone says something, it just made like, yes, I was in the wrong. Yeah. When you say something to me, and I'm just like, wait, hold on. I'm not a dumb guy. What?
That can't be stupid.
that can't work on people. Come on, like, do better.
Yeah, but I like that you've lived in 2 different places. You've got 2 different experiences.
Oh yeah, I definitely take this one.
Yeah. Definitely. So when did you start? Okay, let's say, when did you start for example, your podcast? Did you start it when you were in Kenya?
Yeah,
or did you start it when you were in Israel?
I started me and my sister were in Kenya. So like people been telling us for like a long time, like me and my sister, we go out to networking events. She's like my person.
Yeah.
So we go to these networking events and people always like, you guys should start a podcast.
Yeah.
And like we've heard it like 5 times. We're like, bro, should we just start a podcast? Like, bro.
Let's do it.
It was like, man, let's do it. And then we started writing stuff down. My sister was like so hyped. And I was like, all right, now I can't back off because now she gonna be mad at me. Now I'm in it.
Too deep.
And then like I started doing the logos and she was just freaking out. She's like, yeah, because I also do like graphic design and stuff like that. So like all the digital tech work that go into it. She was like, Yatsiliel, do this. Yatsiliel, do this. Yatsiliel, do this. And she's also a teacher, so she'd be like taking time off her break to like text me like, what you think about this idea? And I'm just like, oh well, I have to do a podcast now, my sister. Lovely. So now I have to keep it real copacetic.
Yeah.
And then we just started, and then we was like thinking about the name. Good.
Like,
I've
listened to a couple of episodes.
Thank you.
And I'm like, you guys mesh so well together. Like,
the
conversations are so interesting. You guys are more open. On our podcast, we're really like strict about like what we're trying to put out there. And it's not necessarily that we don't like to have conversations, because we've talked for a good 15 minutes right now, and we just talked about like general stuff. But when I listen to you guys, I'm like, oh my god, that's so good. Maybe I should get a host, another co-host, so I can have like back and forth like this. But I love it, and I think you guys keep going. You know,
thank you. The thing about my sister also is like we grew up basically the same. Like my mom raised us and all, but like she's taken such a different, like a more spiritual outlook on it, and I've taken a more like rational. I ain't gonna say capitalist, but I'm like I'm gonna be able to take care of my family, my family's family, my extended family, and she's just like I want to have enough to just feel comfortable. Yeah, like those different outlooks. It affects so many different things in terms of like hard work, because she works hard, but she's not gonna work herself to death. Like she isn't staying up till 12 o'clock at night to work. Me, I'm up at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning just grinding. And like that's her thing, and she feels okay with that. And it's interesting to see someone like in their element, different perspectives like that. So in terms of spiritual things, and she's more like, if you hear some of the episodes where she brought the idea, she's talking like 90% of the time. I'm just like, right. Because like the things I don't know, I'm always interested in things I don't know. Yeah. I'm always interested in talking to people who know stuff I don't know. I'm just sitting there like, really? That's how that works. That's how that happens. And
look at that. You got more knowledge and stuff. Like
exactly. That's the point of conversations. Yeah, I do not have conversations with people I can't get something from. I'm just like, nah, I can't.
I love that.
I can't indulge in it.
Exactly.
Like, what am I doing here?
How am I gonna have a conversation with you and you don't know nothing?
It's a waste of space, a waste of my time. I can never get that 10 minutes back in my life. Like, I'm... People think I'm mean for that. I'm just like, no. Nah. If I can't learn at least one thing, because all I need is one. Yeah. If I can't learn one thing from you, I'm not even about to just give you my time and attention. Because it's no point. It's not worth it.
Why bother?
Why bother?
We're not on this planet for forever, you know. We aren't. So let's have some serious conversations where I can learn something. So I get that. And the funny thing is when you're talking about how you and your sister, you would go for networking events and people would say, start a podcast. Like I had the same experience when starting my podcast. A lot of my followers on my TikTok were like, oh my God, I love your voice. You should get into radio. And I was like,
radio?
Oh, radio.
Oh, that's funny.
Would I get into radio? I feel like I need somewhere I could spread my wings and just do whatever I want. And I feel like with radio, I can to some extent, but it's also like very limited. In
like people want you to talk about what they want you to talk about. That's why, like, my friend, he was talking about doing radio. I was like, because he was like, yeah, so you have such a radio kind of voice. We have a studio, right? And for the intro, it's like Truth Fire Studios. And he has me like, Yatsiliel, come here. I'm like, what? And he guys been going, Truth Fire Studios. And I'm like, what the heck?
That was so good.
Yeah. And like, I was like, wow, I should do it. He's like, dude, but you talk about some crazy stuff sometimes. Yeah. You will be canceled the second episode. I was like, oh,
we love that. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. Be as truthful and honest as you can possibly be. On this podcast, we do not shy away from being honest.
I don't limit myself when I speak what the truth is.
Yeah, exactly.
Like something me and my sister agree on is no matter how much the truth hurts, it needs to be heard. Because you can never go, I never heard, like you never said it, oh, I didn't hear it. It's like you heard it. How you took it, what you did with the information is completely up to you. But you can never say no one told me.
Exactly.
And that's a truth I try to live by.
That is a fact. Facts and more facts. I'm loving this conversation. I'm loving it. Now you do a lot of things. So you do so much. Oh my gosh.
I don't do that much.
What? Are you kidding me? I was just looking at your rap sheet and I was like, Jesus.
Rap sheet.
I was like, wow. What? Like, if I was going to look for somebody who is multifaceted and multi-talented and can just do like a lot of things, you manage, you're a co-host on your podcast and it is your own as well. You own 2 businesses. That's a lot. First of all, you're young. You want to tell the people how old you are?
I'm 20 years old.
Imagine. So all you 20-year-olds, in fact, if you're 26, like really look at yourself. It's a 20-year-old and he's got like 4 or 5 things going on.
That's crazy.
I don't understand how you handle it because personally, I do a lot of things as well, and I get burnout. I get tired. I'm like frustrated. I have mental breakdowns. I have emotional breakdowns. How do you handle all of that? Because also you do fitness. You like doing fitness.
Work out every day. You have to.
How do you? Okay, I just want to know how you handle all your responsibilities at 20 years old.
Sunday, wake up, write down what I have to do this week. Like what's essential for me to get done. Go to town, meet people, measurements and posts and stuff like that. So I just like jot down those things. Okay, today I know I can do this. Tomorrow I know I can do this. And like then I have like my standard what I do, because I also do like all the businesses that that our family own. We have an organic agriculture company called ABI Organics. We have a vegan restaurant. We have the first and only, if I'm not 100% sure, 100% vegan restaurant in Kenya. We have a school. Yeah, let's stop there because there's also other stuff. But so yeah, I run that. So I mean, I like to maximize my time. So I wake up 4:35 at the latest. 4:35, meditate, journal, like just like clear my head. You know what I gotta do. I'm about to do an hour of work. That's like essential stuff or stuff I missed last night. I just couldn't. So I just finished that up. It's computer work, texting, emails, stuff like that. Then I go hour workout. Then I gotta go drive my sisters and stuff. And then get to work. Get to the office at about 12. From 12 to 5. I'm just like, don't bother me. No one talk to me. I need to get stuff done. And like that. And the different businesses like different days, but like based on what's essential, what needs to get done. And I think nutrition is like top tier.
Yeah.
Because like people, if you eating junk food, like that's why I don't take coffee. I realized that people who have like a dependence on coffee, where it's like I'm sorry.
It's okay.
People who take coffee, it's like, oh, I can't operate in the morning without my cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can never have something like that.
Where you need it.
Where I need it. Yeah. It's like, I tell people the difference between crackheads and people who drink coffee, who like that essential on coffee, it's like the drug, but it's like the drug of choice. Yeah, it's still a drug.
Still the same.
Because without it, you can't operate efficiently. You can't operate effectively.
Yeah.
And so I just drink water, power shake in the morning, a lunch, and dinner. That's it. But I think it's mental. I like to also like listen to lectures. Jordan Peterson, the book I was reading.
Yeah.
I love his lectures. I either listen to him or Joe Rogan podcast. Like what I'm doing it. So I like to just retain it, like gather information when I'm thinking about something else, when I'm doing something else. Like keep my brain always active. Yeah. I find that to be the most productive.
So you sleep well?
I sleep great. But also
I'm always like, do you sleep well? Like, are you actually getting like enough sleep? Because I feel like I have to get my 7 hours of sleep.
6, 7.
Yeah, like I'm like unable to function without it.
I used to do this. This might sound crazy, but I used to do this job back in high school during COVID where I was delivering juices. But I had to get up at 4, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and she'd keep me up to like 11, 12. So like on average, I was getting like 4 hours of sleep. And like that was just my life. So like my body just acclimated to 4 hours. Like after 4 hours now, I can get up, be just as productive. And like even sometimes I wake up middle of the night and just like
I'm awake.
What on my computer?
And just work.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean I don't think it's like efficient. I just know it's effective.
It works for you.
It works for me. Yeah. I don't need like a coffee, energy drink. I just wake up, glass of water, drink some water, and just go for it.
I feel like it really helps that you live like quite well in terms of like nutrition. Like you don't need junk food. Because I know for a fact, for example, if I eat a KFC at 8 p.m. when I wake up, I'm sluggish. Like I know there are certain things that I would do that automatically means that my day is already going to start off badly.
Really? And you do them anyway?
Sometimes. Yeah, I'm bad when it comes to that. Like, okay.
The thing about that is like I can't judge it though, because like I do some things. It's like it's not the best idea, but I think my day to day is a healthy breakfast, a healthy lunch, and a healthy dinner. Yeah. And that's all I need, Wow.
Like the thing is with the KFC, like I don't do it all the time. Like
so let me get it straight. I'm not doing this every day.
I'm not
doing this every day.
Let me be real.
It's a once in a lifetime thing.
It's like I'll do, for example, if I've worked really hard during the day and now I'm going home and I know there's no dinner at home and there's nothing I can cook because I'm already late to go home, to get ready to go to bed, to do what I need to do for the next day, I will get myself a KFC as a pat on the back type of thing. Like, well done, Cav. There's no food at home, girl. Go get yourself some KFC. And then I also really love to get KFC because I have cats. So I'm always so excited. To be honest, I'd probably do it more for them than I do it for me. So I can eat and give them the bones.
Really?
Like, yeah.
What do they do with it?
They eat it.
They eat the bones.
I'm not gonna lie. Eat the bones.
Listen, I've never had a cat. Or I've never had bones, so I have no idea what to do in this situation.
Oh
like,
yeah, because you're vegan.
Exactly. So like, part of my naivety, I have no idea that cats eat bones.
They eat bones.
Oh, good for them.
They eat chicken bones.
Good for
them.
them.
I don't even know if it's really good for them, but they love it, and they run and they're like, "Mommy, like you got the bones," and I'm so happy. Like that is a serotonin boost. That's a dopamine high for me. Like
I think for me is on Thursdays I decided to like do one nice thing for myself throughout the week. Like if I had a productive week, I go to this place called Gelato Street, something like that. It's in Surrey, on the food court. Yeah, I go over there. That's the only place in Kenya, in Nairobi, that I've been to that have vegan ice cream. Okay, they always have like at least 1 to 2 vegan options. Yeah. So I go over there, give me like a cup, the 300 cup. It's like 1 scoop. That's all I can. I don't like that much sugar anyway. 1 scoop and just read a book. And like that's it. Yeah, I'm happy. Like
I love that.
Like that. How long is that? Like it's 30 minutes.
Simple. Like it's just in your.
That's 30 minutes of my day. Yeah, it's just me. No one bothers me. No one knows me. Yeah. It's just me. Yeah. I'm just sitting up there reading my book. See some kids running. I'm just like, good for y'all. And I'm just getting on my day. It's nice though. It's nice.
Wow, it's so crazy to see like the different perspectives or the different lives we live, like lifestyles we live. What is it? Okay, because you've never had meat. You've been vegan all your life.
My whole life, yeah.
So you never have like the urge to even try it.
I see some stuff like on YouTube where it's like, wow, that looks good. And then I realized, like, my brain starts to work, and I'm just like, I can make that vegan, and like that's just what it is. Like, I mean, like loaded fries with like steak and like cheese and chili, like a chili cheese fries. Yeah. I'm just like, that looks so good. Yeah. And I just go make it. I have chili. I have stretchy cheese. Like we in our community, we have a factory. Yeah. So we produce stretchy cheese. Yeah. So I just go get that. And I'm just like, bet, tastes the same. Like I assume it tastes the same. Yeah. It's something steaky, something cheesy, something fries, and for you, it's
and
it is like I can't imagine this being better than this. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm satisfied. Yeah. What more do I want? Yeah. So I never have the urge. Plus, stuff be sneaking to me. Like that might sound bad. Like I don't knock nobody for like eating what they eat, but like some like. Let me tell you this story once. I was in a KFC with my friend. She was like, yesterday let's go to KFC. I was like, I've never been to a KFC, so I don't know what this process looks like.
What is it?
I go in there and she has like this bag. And she's in the car. She opens this bag. And her face is like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. And I'm rolling on the window. Guy, this smells like, I told her it smells like fried death. And she's like, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know how to explain what that means. I just know you couldn't tell me to eat whatever's in that bag. You couldn't convince me to eat it. And she was like, that's so mean. I was like, no, I want you to enjoy your food. I still want you to enjoy your food. Yeah. Do your thing.
Like, but that stinks.
I'm not one of them vegans who like, you need to be vegan around me. I feel uncomfortable. Yeah. I can get less of a damn what you eat. I promise you. But I'm just not gonna eat it. Like you couldn't tell me to eat fish. I couldn't.
No, I'm not even. I get it. There's some food that stinks.
Really? I think fish is for me. Because like I go to the fish market, like even going to like Carrefour. Yeah. Like you go to the fish side. Yeah. And like I don't have to go there, but sometimes my friends like, let's go, I gotta pick some. I'm just like, no. But then we end up going. And like it stinks. And I'm like, damn it stink. She be like, damn it stink, but give me 2 of those. I'd be like, that just come on. It's like it will smell so good when it's made. I said, wow.
You gotta wait till it's made.
You gotta wait till it's made. So you gotta keep that shit in your fridge. Right. I can't.
That is so funny.
No, I mean honest with people.
Facts. It's so weird. Honest with people. Facts.
Exactly. But people want to be in denial, man. People like, no, it smells so good. No, it doesn't. You don't think it smells good now. The spices smell good. It still stinks. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, wow. I love that. So you still live in a community here in Nairobi?
In a way. We have like, so think of it like, not colonies. That sounds so colonized. Wow. Think of it like we have like a home base, like a home base in Israel, in Dimona, Israel. Yeah. And in different places we have jurisdictions. Oh, so we have a jurisdiction here in Kenya. Mm-hmm. Like my dad runs a jurisdiction here in Kenya. Mm-hmm. And like you have jurisdictions in the UK, you have jurisdictions in Australia, you have jurisdictions all over in like different states in the US.
Yeah.
So yeah, and what's cool about it is if you remember our community, well, not even like, let's say you know me, right? You go to the UK, you're like, Yatsiliel, I have nowhere to stay, my guy.
Yeah.
I just call somebody from that jurisdiction, and you'll be taken care of. Food, place to live, and all that stuff.
You guys should have like your lives documented. That's so interesting.
Lives documented.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite
that is so cool.
It's quite the system.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
It must run efficiently because clearly if you've got jurisdictions like almost everywhere in the world and you've got a base in Israel, it must run efficiently.
I mean, everything has its nooks and crannies, but I think on a grand scale, like in the whole of it, I think it works pretty well.
Yeah. Have you ever thought like, I want to leave? Like, would you ever like leave?
Leave what?
Like your little jurisdiction.
I mean, I think in regards to that, it's something interesting that I've come to realize. Yeah. No matter where you go, you always be a Hebrew. So like, you can't ask me what's my name, and I tell you Yatsiliel. You ask me where that's from. I'm like, oh, that's from. It's Hebrew. Yeah. Like, you from Israel? Yeah, I'm from Israel. Are you Jewish? No, I'm Hebrew. Yeah. Like the Hebrew Israelite community, and it just comes full circle to you're part of the Hebrew Israelite community. Yeah. And plus, I mean, like, would you stop being Kenyan? No. Exactly, because Kenyan is who you are. Yeah. No matter what you do, say, act, whatever, you're Kenyan. Yeah. Being a Hebrew is like that. It's not like a religion where I'm like Jewish one day, Christian is Muslim. Yeah. Being a Hebrew is who I am. It's embedded in who I am. It's everything I do. It's how I talk. It's who I am. I mean, everyone has their ups and downs and things they need to work on as a person, as an individual. But in the essence of who you are, I'm a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Yeah. That's so nice. I wouldn't want to ever leave that. Yeah. Nah.
But you'd leave home, like.
Oh, of course. Okay. I go everywhere.
You'd get an apartment in Kilmani, for example. Would you do that?
I don't have to be. The thing about it is, I don't have to be like. We don't all have to live together. Okay. It's like when it's time to come together, you come together. But like what you're doing on day to day and where you live, fam.
It's up to you.
Who cares? Yeah. Like no one wants to be under everyone all the time anyway. Yeah. So like my brother lives here, my sister lives here, my brother lives here, and all that stuff.
Yeah, because when I first met you, were telling me like you live with your family, and then like your extended family as well.
My extended family? Like oh, right. So we stay like. So my uncle, he stayed like we try to like stay together, in a way, but it's not under like the same house. Yeah. So it's like you have an apartment here, I have an apartment here. Yeah. Like we go to the same place anyway. So like me and my uncle, we work in the same building. Yeah. So why we live so far away where I can just come pick you up?
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Works well.
Yeah, you got your own space, but it's close enough. That's what I say. It's close enough.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay. We've done personal life. Lovely. Now I want to go into your business life. Mm-hmm. How did you come up with the idea of creating a platform like the Creative Nuances?
The story about that is quite the story. Yeah. I was with a friend. Let's call her that. Okay. I was with a friend, and we was talking and everything, and she was telling me about like different music things, like she's into music and stuff. Yeah. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, and like I had this idea at night. I was like, bro, imagine I own music. Like let's say you're an artist. Yeah. Right? You own, like you have a painting. Yeah. What I do is I get a musician to compose a piece of music that complements that art. It kind of describes it in a way. Yeah. And I was like, imagine, because I was thinking more hardware. So I was like, imagine you have like the speakers within the frame and stuff like that. Yeah. And the more research I did on it, I was like, oh, this is a headache. Yeah. And I was like,
but I love it.
And my dad went, I said, yo, you're a tech guy. Think software. And like, you know the movies where like everything opens up at the
like you have this crazy realization.
Oh man, like, I was up that night till like 4:00 in the morning, just thinking, writing down, thinking. And then like the next day, I woke up ecstatic. Went to my uncle.
Let's do it.
I went to my uncle, and like he's like my guy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, what do you think about this idea? I told it to him, and he was like, Yatsiliel, I don't say this a lot because you're an idiot. But that is a genius idea. I was like, So then, like, I started like talking to different artists, musicians, getting into like copyright, getting into intellectual property laws and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, I said, how do NFTs work?
Yeah.
And then my brain went to, what if music NFTs are a thing? Yeah. So then I was like, oh, they are a thing. So great. I don't have to invent a thing because people like to like, oh, I invented this. Inventing something is harder than it sounds.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just do something
that's already
creative,
done, but like
just
make it
exactly. And I was like, facts, okay. So let me do that. So I got into music NFTs and art NFTs. And I was like, okay, yesterday, what else are you good at?
Yeah.
Marketing. You're a marketing guy. Yeah. You've been trying to create a marketing platform. So now I created a marketing platform under that.
Yeah.
So like with a subscription, different artists and musicians can sell their art and music and get promoted. So it's not like you have to go out and promote your own stuff.
Yeah.
You pay me a small fee. I promote it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever it is.
Everything. On
every platform. So like you have a song coming out and say Kavisa is so hot. Bet. Kavisa is so hot is on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. It's on not everything. Podcasts, but it's on every platform as an ad. And those people who listen to it, they figure out I can own this song, or I can own a share of this song, 5%, 10%, 1%. So the revenues of that song, 1% of the revenue go to the person who bought it, like an NFT.
Wow.
And so you get 90% of the revenue, 99% of the revenue, that person gets 1%. And also it's like an investment on my part, because if I bought it, then whenever that song is played, performed, whatever, I get revenue from it.
Yeah. As
a fan of Kavisa is so hot, then I'm making money, and I'm also supporting my artists.
Yeah.
A musician and stuff like that, and
that's brilliant.
Yeah, the other services that go into it is like different sponsorships. So if you have like an album launch or album release, then we sponsor it and help you out, because the point about it is I want to help up and coming artists and musicians get out there.
Yeah,
because like because Afro music is definitely taken over, and it's not nice to see that like just the bigger people take the opportunities, but it's like there's enough pieces of the pie to give some to everybody. And that's what I believe. And if I just make the pie big enough, everybody can get a bigger piece. That's what it is. So allowing artists do the master classes and the networking events, the master classes, learn more about what music means, how music is made, the different tunes, the different instruments, and people who did it. Those master classes allow people to just expand what you already know. If you're a rapper, learn the different types of rap. Learn how to advance your vocabulary to to sound more intelligent, to sound more creative. And if you're a musician, I mean, if you're an artist, then learn how different brushes and different strokes and all those different aspects of art. Learn about it. Get into it, because I believe if you're gonna do something like that for the rest of your life, at least have all the information. Arm yourself with all the information you can possibly have. And networking events. Network with other people. Figure out what this person is doing. How me and this other person can collab and create something awesome. It's stuff like that changes people's perspective on how they see their own vision, and their own dream. I'm just a person that wants to help them out, and
you're making lives easier. You're teaching, you're educating, you're motivating, you're inspiring, you're getting people's names out there. You're 20 years old and you're doing all this shit. I swore. It just had to come out. Damn. Well done. That is so funny. Inspiring.
Thank you.
And I'm here rooting for you. I'm so down. If I ever release some music, like, this is so hot, guys.
Stay tuned.
We'll be coming out this year. If you didn't know, then I'ma definitely use your platform, because I see your vision and I'm so down to support it. And
thank you.
I'm pretty sure all our followers will be doing the exact same thing. So where do you see it in like 5 or 10 years?
Like creative nuances or myself in general?
Creative nuances.
Creative nuances, I want to expand it to different markets. Okay. So I'm starting with Kenya, and my next market I want to do like Nigeria. I want to focus a lot on Africa. Yeah. Because like a lot of these platforms, like they have music and NFT platforms, but it isn't Africa based. Yeah. It isn't for Africans. It's for like your big guys, your Drakes, your Tiger, your Chris Browns. Yeah. But it's like they never give the little guy a chance. And I believe like if you give the little guy the chance, I'd rather sell something low to a lot of people than sell something high where only a specific amount of people can afford it. And that's tough. I've been in that situation also, so it ain't something I want to be in or do to somebody else. So I want to expand into like Nigerian markets, South African markets. I mean, any other country that, you know, that's showing potential based on like the market value. Because I mean, business. So yeah, in 5 years, I want to have it at least in those 2 different places.
Wow. And I believe you can. Anything you put your mind to, you can achieve. And
everything is mental. Everything is mental.
Everything is mental.
You believe you can do it? I like to tell people, I'm already rich. My peso's just catching up.
Wow. I love that. Yes. Yes. It's always like, people always say romanticize your life. Like, always say, this is... what I do actually, because I do journal, just like you do. I do journal, and when I write my I am sayings, I am a business owner. And that's exactly what I am right now. And I'm not there yet, but in my mind, I'm that. So every day, every tiny step that I do is working towards that. Even if I don't like think about it, even if it's subconsciously. If I've got that in my mind and I've romanticized my life, then I'm more likely to achieve it than somebody who's always like...
I mean, facts. Jordan Peterson says, act like the person you'd want to become. And that's like so smart to me. So like people acting like you act like you own, like my mom says you act like you own Nairobi. I'm just like, Nairobi just don't know I own it yet.
That's right. Nairobi don't know, but I do.
I don't even call it acting, but it's like I portray those characteristics. I want to be a truthful person. I like to tell the truth, you know. I want to be a dominant person. I want to be a stoic person. So I try to emulate those different attributes. I want to be strong. I want to be disciplined. I want to be masculine. Even though I am that, there's like levels of that I want to achieve. And when it comes to hard decisions and tough times, it's when it really comes, you know, when you really should show it. And so I try to show it, you know. I try to... Tough times happen, I take a deep breath, take a step back, looking at it very rationally, and think, what should I do next? Instead of just freaking out. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. What am I going to do? It's like, all right, what would Yatsiliel do 5 years from now?
What would he do?
What would he do? And like, I'm just like, all right, that's what we should do.
So let's go ahead and do it.
Let's just do it. Yeah, it might suck, but that's what we got to do, my guy. So let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Suck it up and let's go.
Every tiny aspect of your life you need to look at. Like, for example, like you said, you want to be more masculine. You want to be strong. It's like when people think about like romanticizing their lives, or at least going after what they want by saying what they are, what they want to achieve, they think of the grand scheme of things. They think of, okay, I want to be a business owner. I want to be a millionaire.
What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so
what
now,
are those people like?
Exactly.
Yeah, because like, if you look at millionaires, like at least the people I follow, if you're looking at Jordan Peterson, looking at David Goggins, these kind of guys, their lives, most people say like isn't fun. Yeah. But to me, it's fun. Yeah. Like when I go for these runs in the morning. I wake up at 5 and I go for a run. The reason I enjoy the run so much is because most people won't get up and go for a run.
And you're the one.
And I'm the crackhead that's out here 5 o'clock in the morning. You're the crackhead there, like. And I'm talking to myself like, you don't know me. Yeah. There's nobody out here. But I'm talking to myself, people walking past going to work. That's what I love about Kenya. People up at all hours. Literally. But I'm running like, you don't know me. You don't know me. Like, I'm out here and nobody's out here. Yeah. And I'm looking around like, who's out here today? Yo? Talking to myself, who's out here? Nobody. You're that guy because you're doing the things that most people won't do. Yeah. Period. It just like people say you think you're better. I don't think I'm better. I know I'm better because I'm doing the things that you're not. Exactly. So
come on, we can't match up. We're not on the same level, baby. We're not. Like I was listening to because what I do is, if you don't know, I mean you follow me on social media. Every single day I'll post a motivational something somebody said that's motivational, and I was actually watching one this morning, which is crazy that this came up because you said you're that person who's not everyone is doing the exact same thing, and it was like he was thinking of giving a demonstration. You look up into a building and you see one light on. Exactly. It's 2 a.m. You're coming home from a night out and this light has been on. It's the only light in the entire building that's on. That person is 10 times more ahead of life than you are. Like, he's 2 a.m. and his light is on, working in a commercial building. People think it's the end of the year resolutions. People think it's the one crazy thing that you're gonna do this year. But people don't know, like, I see the worst thing that could ever happen to me is instant success. Because like
I'd lose everything I learned in the process.
Yeah.
Like people's like, still, wouldn't you want like creative nuances to just blow up and people sponsor it? I'm just like, that would be great 2-3 years from now, 5 years from now.
Exactly.
But like, let me work for that. Mm-hmm. It's like all the lessons that come with owning a business, that comes with it,
Yeah.
Is people think, I tell my sisters, because my sister likes to run with me, but like she's done it every once in a while. Mm-hmm. I tell her, it's not the people that's doing this stuff every once in a while. Yeah. It's the small stuff every day.
Yeah.
It's easy to wake up to go for a run when the sun is shining and clear skies and stuff like that. It's the mornings, like this morning when it was raining. It's those kind of mornings. Now, you in your bed and you just like, I want to go to sleep. Yeah. I want to just stay, and I have those mornings. I'm not gonna say like, oh yeah, I never feel like no.
Yeah.
No, I like at my computer for like 15 minutes. I'm just standing there. I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this. And I just tell myself, well, Yatsiliel, here's what being a man is. Despite you not wanting to do it, it needs to be done. And being a man is doing it regardless. And like that's enough motivation for you to be like, here we go.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's
go. That's all we need.
Wow.
And it's those little moments. If you can convince yourself, because like, it's all mental, Like it's you who's telling you to go to sleep. Yeah. There's no one in your ear. You're tired. Like, there's no one in your ear like, you should go to sleep. Yeah. Baby, come here. Nah, fam. It's you. 9 times out of 10 is you. You want to go to sleep? You want to be... What's more important? Yeah. Sleep or letting the people down that believe in you? There's people who believe in you. There's people who trust in you. There's people who their livelihood is in a way dependent on you. Yeah. Because no one's going to do it, Yeah. And I'd say I'd rather sacrifice my sleep than sacrifice my little sister's dream. She wants to go to Japan in these years and whatever, culinary school. I told her, like, dude,
don't worry, I got you sorted.
Don't worry, I got it. And like the mornings I don't want to do it is the morning I realize that's what I need to do it for. I'm doing it for my boys in Israel. I'm doing it for my sister. I'm doing it for my, my uncles, my aunties, people who need stuff like that. Yeah. I'm doing it for my moms, man. Yeah. That's why I told my mom, like, yo, I do this for you.
They did it for you.
Exactly.
They got up every single day.
Exactly.
They said they need to work because they need to put food on your table for you to eat, for my baby to have a roof over his head.
Exactly.
Blanket in his bed. Food in his stomach, and they don't stop. Like if you actually look at our parents, they've been doing this for over 20 years. Non-stop. Non-stop. Like my dad could go out. My mom could go out, go dancing. The other day they said they went dancing, which is so crazy because nobody ever says I go dancing. I go dancing. Like that is so wild.
Dancing is so 1940s.
They went to carnivore, right? They went dancing, and it's like they, regardless of them going out and coming home at 3 a.m., let's say. They will wake up the next day. If it's Wednesday that they need to wake up and go to work, my dad will be up at 7 on the breakfast table, dressed, fully clothed for work, and be out that door before I've even gotten out of bed. Man. Like, it's crazy.
I used to wonder how my mom did it.
Right?
Like, I used to be like, how every day? Like, that's motivating to me. Like every day you did it. Because the day you didn't do it is the day everything fell apart. Right. And since everything never fell apart, you literally had to do it every day. Yeah. You was up before me. I used to try to wake up before my mom. Never could do it. Right. Like, what time are you up?
Like, how do you do it? Like,
what are you doing?
But you go to bed, like, even after that, maybe, because I'm a baby. Like, let's say, when we were babies, these guys had to work. Yeah. They had to take care of a baby. It's 5 months, who wakes up, like, every, 3-4 hours. To be breastfed. These guys are sleeping like this and they wake up and they still go to work. And you're telling me you're sitting at home at 20 years old doing nothing. You've got the energy. You've got the time. You've got the freedom to fail and succeed. Like,
it's wrong.
You've got all the time.
I think there's something I think Jordan Peterson said. I love Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, clearly.
Like something he said, it was so interesting. He was like, you're doing not just yourself, but the world a disservice, not showing everything you could be. Yeah. I was telling my sister, I was like, I'm the best friend of the part of you that wants to do better. Like, you can't come to me and say, I want to do better. Like, can you do something for me? And I'm going to say no. Like, I had this urge to just, what do you want to do? Yeah, let's do it. I'll help. I'd sit up till 4 o'clock in the morning helping you strategize whatever you want to do. But it's yours. Like,
yeah, you've got to have
you have to have the drive. I can't be up at 4 and you sleep by 2. If you want it, I say go after it. I say... There's nothing you can't do. Yeah. And I really mean that because I've done things that most people's like, you're never going to do that. Yeah. Even creative nuances. I was telling people the idea. They're like, bro, how? No, you know, it's too hard, it's too complicated. I told my sister, I was like, the best part about this whole process is I'm doing what people told me I couldn't do.
Period.
People like, oh, Yatsiliel is so hard. Oh, Kenya's crazy. Oh, this. Oh, people. Oh, this. I'm like, all of that just sounds like obstacles I need to get over.
Yeah.
Because like the problem is there whether I do it or somebody else do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather figure out and learn from that process than not do it at all. Because I mean, that's a coward. Yeah. Cowards run away. You know, when the dragon is there, cowards run away.
Yeah.
It's the hero who goes out like, that's a big ass dragon. My
God.
Like,
I'm gonna do this.
But guess what?
He does it.
If no one else is gonna do it, I might as well do it.
Exactly.
And that's my responsibility to do what needs to be done regardless of the situation.
Exactly.
That's responsibility. Being a man is, I think, being a person, but I'd say being a man because I'm a man and I can't speak on what being a woman is.
It's the same thing.
But being a man is, you're defined by how much responsibility you can carry on your shoulders and still be a good person.
Yeah.
Because the world is tough, man. Like the world, even
I
say Nairobi.
You down.
I say even Nairobi, man. If you then scam Nairobi, chew you up and spit you out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have to learn to be, in a way, a monster.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with being a monster. I'd say be a monster. Just be a controlled monster. Learn how to, like, selective outrage. Learn where to put that energy.
Yeah.
You can put it into drinking cognac every weekend. You can put it into smoking. You can put it into just sitting in your house eating Cheetos and watching Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
But you can also put it in, you know, life is tough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my life better. Yeah. Life is tough. I want it to be better.
Exactly. It's gonna be tough for whoever, for everyone.
It's gonna be tough regardless. Anybody. Like it's not easy for nobody. Even the people who have, it was tough getting it.
Yeah.
And even keeping it, it's still tough. And I don't think life should be easy. I think what makes life good is the challenges that come along with it.
Yes.
Because like it means there's always room for improvement. If life is always good, clearly something's off.
Something's wrong.
Something's off. Because if you've never failed, you've clearly never tried anything like hard enough.
Yeah.
Because like when you try stuff hard, at points you want to punch the wall. I used to look at my computer and just like sit there, just like, how am I gonna pull this off?
Yeah.
How am I gonna open a clothing brand? How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? And I'm just like, oh wow, Yatsiliel.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you know, no one else will. Let's go.
Who will?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And you have to take those challenges on as lessons.
Yeah.
You have to just understand like the challenges that come along with it are the things that make you better.
Yes.
Like I've never seen no one change for the better when their life was just amazing. It's always those rough times
that they gotta change.
It's like, man, like life is never like sunshine and rainbows. You're like, I need to change. Yeah. No. It's when like it's stormy, depressed, your girlfriend broke up with you. Yeah. You broke. You fat. That's the perfect remedy for like change. Yeah. Cause like you have nothing. Yeah. you a waste of space. And that make use of that space. You know?
If the world, for example, there's seasons. There's summer, there's spring, if the world goes through seasons, why would you not as a human being go through seasons yourself? Like there's always, winter will always come. And winter is the lowest point of like your life. Winter is depression, winter is grief, winter is doubt, winter is all of that. But even though there is winter, summer will still come around.
But here's the thing though, winter's the best place to work.
Exactly. That's exactly where you are built. They
say it's winter now. Winter's when summer bodies are built. You wanna look good in the summer? You can't do it in May. Summer. Yeah, you can't do it in May. Nah. It's January, February, March.
Yeah.
Fam. By May, you already smoking. People looking at you like,
right? That's where you build yourself.
Where were you this one time?
Don't worry.
What gym were you in?
I was working on my body.
Exactly.
I was depressed, but I'm better now.
But that's the thing, though. I think a strong mind also. 'Cause, like, people talk about working out and stuff like that. I think the worst thing that can happen to you is you get instant success and you don't have the mental strength for it.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to not have enough and you can't do nothing. It's one thing to be crazy with money. Now you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
So I think having that mental discipline, reading, like have good habits you do. Like I find reading and journaling and meditating Even though I can only meditate for 15 minutes, all right? The friend,
No, that's the same.
the friend I was telling you about who put me onto music thingy, yo, fam. I started off with like 2 minutes, and I went to 5, and just like an everyday thing. And I was like, all right, 10 was a long time. I was like,
10 is long.
And I realized 10 passed like this, and I was like, maybe I can do 15. And I did 15 minutes. I was like, this is a nice point for me.
Yeah.
And that's good. After the 15 minutes, I just journal after that. You know, I've cleared my mind, and I want to express what's going on with me. Like, you asked me how I'm doing emotionally, physically, spiritually. I like put those things down.
Yeah.
And then I get to work. But like, those are good habits to have instead of like rolling over, scrolling 15 minutes on TikTok. Those are bad habits. Yeah. Like, those are also another 15 minutes I could spend doing something else.
Exactly. Wow. I also find, oh my gosh, when I watch, so I watch a lot of, the same way you read a lot and you listen to
I don't read lectures. A lot, okay? I've been trying to get back to reading a lot. My days have not allowed for the reading a lot.
But you can tell that you do read. No. From the way you speak, from the way you talk, like from things that you say, you've always got like people you can reference to. Like you've got a good basis from that habit of reading, which is fantastic. And I watch a lot of like, same with you, the way you watch lectures and stuff like that. I watch a lot of self-development podcasts and like videos, short videos, because sometimes I can't hold a longer attention span, which is terrible.
Do what works for you.
For you, period, right? And what I've learned is a lot of people say, and I don't know if it's Elon Musk or who, it's one of these billionaires, because I was doing a billionaire routine thing. And what works for them is not actually getting up and doing an hour worth of workout or meditating or journaling. For them, they get up, they shower, they eat, and they start working. Because for them,
I used to do
if they miss even this much of their work, it's like...
Yeah. I used to do that, but what's the...
I feel like you need something else.
I forgot the terminology for it, but the girl, she told me, she was like, it isn't effective because it's like very unidimensional. Like, you, at the end of the day, you want to be whole. If you only point in this direction, you'll never get here. It's like there's the financial, then there's the spiritual, then there's the physical, and like and the emotional. Yeah. You need those four to be kind of
moving, working
together. So like, I try to do something for my spiritual health, for my physical health, for my mental health, and then work, of course. Yeah. So like, if I have even 5 to 15 minutes of one of those, because like sometimes I just stop working, go upstairs. We have a gym upstairs now, so I go upstairs, do like a 15-minute workout, come back, shower, go back to work. Yeah. It's just like a nice little, just like a mental break for me.
Right.
Like,
it's a balance.
Yeah, exactly. It helped me because even in working out, I'm thinking about other things. I come up with ideas in the most random places.
Right.
Because like even like part of creative nuances, I was on my tattoo. I hate my tattoos. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's parts of Kenya that I love. My tattoos, nah. My tattoos bring out the worst in me. Like, don't talk to me about my tattoo. I don't care how good looking I am. Don't talk to me. I'm not with it. I'm sitting there like almost like depressed. Like, my brain isn't working. And like, the way I think about it is like, how am I gonna never have to sit in my tattoo again in my life? And like, I was like, man. I was like thinking about like doing like a vending machine. I'm thinking about all kinds of stuff.
Everything.
I just get home and write it down, do research, and like knock stuff off the list. I was like, this music thing is not bad.
Yeah,
I was like rags, but my tattoos, depressing.
You know, I've never been in my tattoo.
Why?
Well, I've been in my tattoo once.
What kind of my tattoo was it?
Let me show you. This is, okay, guys, I'm not spoiled.
Nah, you definitely...
I might seem bougie. I might seem spoiled. But trust me, okay, I am. I'm going to accept that about myself. I am bougie.
There's nothing wrong with being spoiled.
Okay, not spoiled. I'm not taking the spoiled one.
Okay, let's say high maintenance.
Bougie.
Let's say high maintenance.
Exactly, high maintenance. And I'll happily accept that.
There's nothing wrong. I told my sister there's nothing wrong with high maintenance when you're worth the maintenance that's needed. Like, when you're worth it, I don't mind going the extra mile. Yeah. But like, if I'm going this high maintenance route and you just like some Joe Schmo, I'm just like, ain't really worth my time. High maintenance ain't bad. It's a compliment.
Not. Like, to be honest, I've started to accept exactly who I am. And I am high maintenance. And I am bougie. And I will never enter my tattoo with many people in it. That's what I did. I waited for my tattoo that was empty. I'm telling you, so many past
How long did you wait?
Oddly enough, I think God was on my side that day because I didn't wait that long.
That's
because
crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen an empty matatu unless it's going back
Neither
to like the
have
circle.
I. Exactly.
Like, exactly. Yeah. I've never seen an empty matatu until that day.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm not entering a matatu with people in it. There's terrifying stories about it, and I feel like it's an experience some people. Okay, if you want to come to Kenya, enter matatu. Be careful, but enter matatu just as an experience. I wouldn't
advise that.
Of course not.
Cause like you look like the kind of person who's waiting to get on a matatu. You're all giddy, and some crackhead's like, I'm gonna rob the life out of you.
Literally.
Yeah, because you just look too giddy.
They got tricks for it. It's crazy. But I waited until there was an empty matatu to enter the matatu.
Did you do it just for the experience?
No, I had to.
You had to go somewhere?
My driver was busy. My mom was busy. Okay, now I'm sounding spoiled. That's not the intention. You'll understand. Like, some of us do have drivers. Well, it's not even my driver. It's my dad's driver. So let me not take that as
I don't feel bad because, like, in a few years, I'll be talking about, yeah, my driver was late. And guys will be looking at me like, you spoiled. You just spoiled.
No, my dad and mom have done a great job of making sure that we live a very, very comfortable life. So big ups to you.
I'm going to say,
congratulations.
I would never try to make somebody feel bad for providing and for the standard of life that they want.
Exactly.
My problem with people who have that standard of life is when they make other people feel insignificant in a way for not having that.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't born with like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to make somebody feel bad for having it.
Exactly.
Like, enjoy life.
Enjoy it.
Make some room for me because I'm coming.
Yeah. you don't know, but I'm gonna be right next to you.
I'll be next to you. Exactly.
I'm gonna surpass you because you don't know.
Exactly. So like I don't knock it. I just don't like when people make other people feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get that vibe from you anyway. So I'm like, man, listen.
I'm not like that. I just do know that I've grown up in a very privileged position. And I always say, like, when I said my driver, in fact, scratch that. My dad's driver. Because that's not mine. I'm going to create my own. I'm going to have my own driver soon. Like, I'm going to pay my own driver to drive me around soon. Like, that's exactly how my life is going to go. But it's not my driver. It's my dad's driver. So he was busy. My mom was busy. Everyone was busy. So I had to get into a matatu with my sister.
Right.
An empty one.
Wow.
I ain't never entering a full
so your
matatu.
sister was with you too?
Yeah, was with me.
Was she scared?
I didn't think she cared. My sister's not as bougie as I am. Like, she's not as high maintenance as I am. She's very down to earth. She's very spiritual. Like, there you can tell from if you were together.
Wait, how old is she though?
She just turned 21, so she's
okay, all right,
a year and a bit younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's like you and your sister. You're different in terms of perspectives and like what like you believe in. I mean, you believe in generally the same thing, but like you're different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and my sister are the exact same. Like, if you put me and you put my sister, I'm the bougie one. Like, I'm the high maintenance one. She's less high maintenance.
Yeah, my sister say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, my sister's like, Yatsiliel, it's not that serious. I'm like, but it is.
It
is. And she's like, it don't matter. Yes, it does.
It really does.
Like, what you say matters. She's like, no, Yatsiliel, it's what you feel. Shut up. No,
I'm going to tell you my perspective.
Don't lie.
Like, okay, believe that. But, like, I'm going to tell you mine. Now we're on to our quick fire segment. And we ask you 5 questions and you have... Okay, I'm going to stop saying 5 seconds. You just have to say the first thing that comes to your mind so we can pick your brain a little bit.
If you ask me anything inappropriate, I can't say I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm not. I'm going to be honest. We don't do that here.
Okay.
We're about self-development and motivation.
Lovely.
Yeah. So you ready?
As ready as I can be. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. Okay, the first question I have is how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Confident, strong, masculine.
Okay. I like that. Okay. Next question. What do you do when you fail or lose or aren't able to achieve something?
Beat myself up first and then realize where I went wrong and try to do better.
Okay.
But I gotta beat myself up first.
You know it happens. It's natural. It's normal. That's how humans are made. Okay. 3rd question. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
You can do anything you want. Don't listen to other people's opinion.
Nice. Okay. 4th question. What does it take to be successful?
The willingness to sacrifice for today. I mean, the willingness to sacrifice today for the rest of your life.
Sorry, I felt that one. I felt that one. Okay, last question I always ask this to our guests. And you're Kenyan. And you've lived in Kenya 2 years.
I'm Kenyan.
You've been
I've been
accepted.
verified.
I've
been verified as lit.
You have.
Talk to me nice.
So, what would you, from your 2 years of living here,
Mm-hmm.
and what you've seen and what you've experienced, what would be one thing that you would change about Kenya that would help young people thrive, strive, be successful, go after their dreams unapologetically? One thing.
The limit people put on themselves in the educational system.
Yeah.
I think the educational system here, in a way, is good, but it makes people workers and not thinkers. And I think putting more of an emphasis on you can do it, you can think your way out of this, you can create, you can become, should be more of an emphasis than go to school, go to uni, go to high school, get a job, and work.
Yeah.
That is such an old concept these days. Saving isn't gonna make you rich. Investing and understanding how markets work is what matters. Educating yourself, knowledge, and I think that would be something, if people made a priority here in Kenya, it would change the dynamic of how everything is.
I like that. We're done. It was that. You see, it's not that scary.
No, it's not that scary. I just never been on I'm used to being with my sister.
Yeah.
So me and my sister,
you play off each other.
It's rude. Yeah, exactly. Like it's not even. I'm telling you, we be forgetting it's the podcast. We just be talking. And it's just like, okay, guys. I just be like, wow, how I pass my guy.
I feel like that's exactly how it's supposed to be, though. You're not supposed to be like.
It feel like that with you too.
Yeah.
It feel like that with you. When she said it out, I was like,
yeah, me too. I was shocked. What do you mean 1 hour 10 minutes? Are you kidding? Like these are my favorite episodes where I don't feel like stopping. Where I've not even gone through all the questions that I have. To be honest, I don't guide myself with the questions just in case I lose
flow.
something. That's what the questions are there for. But the fact that I didn't even go through not even 3/4 of the questions that I had to ask, that I had wanted to ask.
We really do need a part 2. That's crazy.
You see, we do need a part 2.
I'm looking forward to it.
You have to come back for a part 2, and tell us more about how you're 20 years old and killing it.
You put such an emphasis on 20 years old.
Yeah, because that is crazy.
I don't put an age on it. Like, I just think I'm doing what I need to do. But
you have to accept that you're actually 20 years old. And maybe don't put it, not an emphasis necessarily, but pat yourself on the damn back, because this is stuff people are 40 years old and are just starting to learn.
You're telling me that, but people tell me I'm way too cocky. So
no, I don't think you are. This is one of the most humbling experiences I've had. You're humble. I feel like give yourself your flowers though. You can be cocky about things that you've done.
It's not bragging. It's facts.
Not.
That's what I tell people.
Exactly.
It's not bragging. It's facts.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It means
pleasure.
So much.
My pleasure.
And we will definitely be having you on for a second episode, maybe a third, maybe a fourth, when you decide you're gonna rule Kenya and dominate the entire Kenyan market. You will. No. We're gonna be seeing your name everywhere.
Oh no, for sure.
Everywhere.
That for sure.
Yeah,
but
definitely gonna happen.
I'd love to come back for a part 2. Yeah. I mean, you're an excellent host, so I'd love to. I enjoy conversating with you.
Thanks. I am a killer boss.
Yeah.
I'm a boss.
Guys, stay tuned. Kavisa is so hot. Dropping soon.
You heard
all streaming platforms.
You heard that on Creative Nuances, guys. Buy a percentage.
Buy your shares.
Song. Yeah, come on.
Get ready.
But yeah, before I let you go, this is the last bit of it, so you can shout yourself out, shout out your pages, any last words that you have for our lovely subscribers and followers who are trying to do what you're doing. Yes. For
the subscribers, for the listeners, whatever it is. Check me out. My name is Yatsiliel Briggs. Wow, that was the Hebrew. Yeah. My name is Yatsiliel Briggs. I'm the CEO of Creative Nuances. I run Ascension Wear, 100% cotton clothing brand. So it's mostly underwears and stuff like that. Just I know how essential it is for hygiene to have, underwear, and especially 100% cotton, because it's really good for you. And stay up. If you want to listen to more of my lovely voice, you can listen to my podcast called Solution Speak. We talk about similar things, but we look at more of a spiritual aspect to it in terms of masculinity, femininity, what it means to be successful, what it means to be a good man or a good woman in different aspects and in different at different lives. in different stages in your lives, and from a young person's perspective, because hearing your parents say stuff about other things, it's like not relatable. And hearing a young person's perspective on it might just be the thing you need in order to move forward. So I mean, look me up. It's lit.
Who would you like to see on the podcast?
Sheesh, man. I want to say my sister, because you think that she'd be like me, and she's totally different. Yeah. I like that about her. Yeah. Do they have to be Kenyan?
To be honest, not really.
Okay.
Not really, actually.
Wow. What I like to see on the podcast? You've had.
Yeah, I have had some people.
Yeah, you have. I said my sister.
What's your sister's name?
Neshamia.
You
got her name. You know what?
It's so much easier.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's it from us today, guys. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and subscribe so that you can see more of these type of episodes. Before we leave, we always leave you guys with a takeaway, and the takeaway for today is: what do you need to risk to achieve your dreams and goals? If you want to be a CEO, what do you need to risk? If you want to own a business, what do you need to risk? If you want to work a 9 to 5, even a 9 to 5, what do you need to risk? But so thank you so much. And guys, go ahead, follow this brilliant mind and hear more about what he's got to do, guys. So, thank you. Go ahead and follow us on all our social media, The GRND Podcast. Subscribe, like, and comment down below what you enjoyed about this episode. Follow Yatsiliel and Cryptic Media Studios, our lovely production team, so that you guys can get updates on our episodes and see what's going on. We love you. Bye, our grinders.
Bye.